everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I want to talk about six most important forms you need in your business right now as a fashion designer or as a fashion school owner. Okay, so if you are either a fashion designer or a fashion school owner, you really need to watch this. So, I want to talk about six important forms you need to have in your business. So, whether you're a fashion designer or a fashion school owner, this works for you. So, the first one I'll be talking about is something I've talked about on this channel before, and I've explained how you are going to go about it, which is the student apprenticeship form. So, if you are watching this, I'll probably tag the link to that video in the description box, or you could go back to my page to just check it out. I said a lot about that. So the student apprenticeship form is majorly for those who are interested in learning from you. So you're a fashion designer, students are coming to say, "Oh, I like how you sew. I want to learn from you." Or you run a fashion school. You need to have a form. I mean, you shouldn't just take up students or start training students without having their details or without having a student registration form for them. So the form contains the student name, the student details, their guarantor. It also contains the scope of their training, why they are coming for the training, the objectives. It contains the rules and regulations of your brand. And finally, it also contains the signature. It contains a lot of things. I'm just trying to sum it up. Um, it contains your signature and the student signature. So this form, as much as possible, we always feel like some of this form is not necessary now, it's just paper. But trust me, when that student probably runs away with something from your store, or they choose to say that, oh, you're not they want to come for extra training, maybe they skipped their training in between, and the training is supposed to end in a certain month, they couldn't meet up, they're now coming to meet you the month after. I mean, my student apprenticeship form, there's a place where you're going to fill in your start date for your training and your end date. So automatically, if the end date, when it's already time for you to end, you know that's when you're going to end. Except if the fault is from us and we extended the training. But if not, it is already written and you sign the documents that's when you're going to end. Okay, so all of these are very important to structure out your training and to ensure that apart from structuring, it makes the person who is actually writing out the whole training and filling the form, it to allow them take you serious. They won't just assume that, I'm just coming to train." They know they fill the form. So no matter what, even if the person is your friend's sibling or whatever, filling that form gives a sense of, oh, this is serious. This is serious business. Okay. So the next form I'll be talking about is employee job application form, or you can call it job application form. So over time, I realized that for some fashion designers, you just go ahead and employ tailors and you just ask, oh, you know, so yeah, press machine, oh yeah, so now I can confirm you can sew, oh yeah, we have employed you. That's why sometimes you feel like they treat work as though, oh, they can just call you today and say, I'm not coming today, ma. You know, I'm not feeling too fine, or I'm having stomach pain, or I want to escort my sister somewhere. That's because it seemed like you didn't follow a certain process to employ them. Ideally, when you're employing them, they should fill a job application form, meaning they are applying for the job. It's not like you saw someone on the street and you just pick them, oh, you know how to, so come and join my business. They begin to feel like they are doing you a favor. So it's important to go through that process. So the job application forms take up as places where you are going to be asking questions like their names, their date of birth, where they are from, their past work experience. It will help you know them better. And in fact, in that process, it will help you see how they can read and write, how they can interpret questions, how they can understand information, how they can listen to instructions. So if I'm asking a certain question and you're answering another, we already know that there are possibilities that I might need to work more on my communication skills with this person. Because see, there's a difference. Have you seen people who can really speak well but they can't write well? So it means that if you are going to be passing a letter across your business from one person to another, that person might have issues understanding what you're saying. So writing that and also doing an oral interview helps you to know the capacity of that person. Okay, so it talks about that. It talks about why they left their previous job. Okay, all of those things are being put in the job application form. And then what are their skills? How can they benefit your business? Don't say because, oh, it's just a fashion business, it's not an oil company, or it's not a banking job where you need to go through all those process. That is why when you go and apply for a banking job, you don't treat it anyhow, because you have seen the processes you took before applying for the job. Now, a fashion business is not something that is lesser than a banking job. It is you who sees it like though it's lesser. Okay, so the job application form is very important if you're a fashion designer, even if you're a fashion school owner. It is important that whoever is joining, I always put it as whoever is joining your business must at one point have filled that job application form, meaning they personally apply for the job. Even if you are the one that saw them and feel like, oh, this person will benefit my job, come and work, still allow them go through that process. There's a thing that it does to the mind when you apply for something. Okay. Next one is employees performance review. Yes, a lot of people don't do this. They do this very well in corporate organizations. And I would like to say that if you're a fashion designer, fashion school owner, anything fashion, I'm for you guys, fashion, please input the employee performance review form into your business. Now, this is what the form is about. It helps to see that at the end of a certain session, or at the end of the month, you are giving this form across to your staff, or you are scoring your staff. You're not exactly giving them, you are scoring your staff or giving it to maybe the manager, however your business is structured. So maybe you have some certain tailors working in a section, then there's a manager over them. So it is that manager that would actually have the form for each of the staff in that unit and give them it's like a report card, really. Because I mean, a staff is working in your organization at the end of the month or at the end of the year. You know this person is probably coming late, or this person is probably not doing well, or this person is always giving excuses, but you're like, I'm a gentle person, I don't know how to tell this person. Or maybe the person is not even dressing well and you feel like, there's a way this person can dress better. Maybe this person doesn't really know that this their way of dressing is not so palatable, but you feel like, how can I tell them that, why are you dressing like this? Some of us might not be as loud enough to say it, that the way you're dressing is not nice. So there are ways to put these things, are just being professional about it. So the performance review form put in different things. Example is their dressing mode, the way they listen to instruction, the way they work under pressure, the way they do their work. It has quite a list of things to assess these people. So just the same way when you are in school and then there's a report card that shows, oh, she participates in class, punctuality, do they do their sports well, all of that. Same thing for employees. What this does really, when you get your report card in school, what it does for you when you see that, oh, they are giving me 4/5, oh yeah, they are giving me 3/5, yeah, they are giving me 1/4, and they are saying put in better work next term. What it does in your mind is that, oh, this is the area I'm doing well, this is the area I'm not doing well, I need to work on this area, so that next time or next term when I'm seeing my report card, that will have been addressed and I'll get a better score on that. So it helps to put your employees the same way on their toes, because when at the end of the month or at the end of the year they are seeing their performance review form and they're like, my dressing, they said it's 2/5, that they are telling me something. They don't need to open their mouth to say, go and change your wardrobe or start dressing well. You already see it in the form. But they are saying the way you relate with other members of the staff is just 2/5. You know that you need to put in more work. And then there's a place for remarks. They can say, oh, you are doing well in this area, but we think that you need to adjust in this area. So it's graded by marks, not by you saying, I don't like the way you dress, and then you're like, my staff is going to hate me. No, the performance review form allows your staff to even assess themselves to see, oh, okay, this is what my manager or my employer thinks of me. It helps them to not just keep working and then they are not sure whether they are doing the right thing or not, or they are like, oh, the way you speak. Some staff some staff have issues with their employer with the way they speak. Maybe you speak too harsh, you speak too loud, or you don't even speak at all. The form really helps you. Okay, so let's move to the next form. So the next form is the employee information form. So this is quite similar to the job application form, but it's different. The job application form is for people who want to be a part of your business. The employee information form is for people who are already in your business, who are already a part of your business. So it's like you trying to adopt somebody into your family, and you're like, oh, I want to get to know you. You're already part of the family. This and this. These are the things we are getting to know. So even in the information form, you have the salary you are paying. You have the account details where you are paying the salary into. You have their next of kin details. Yes, even though they are tailors, please have their next of kin details. You have the next of kin is somebody you call in case of emergency, not necessarily because you're going to pay the salary to the next of kin, but in case of emergency, you know this is the next person you can call for this person. Maybe something happened at work and maybe the person is ill, they can't go home alone. You get to call that person. Okay, it also contains their name, contains their date of birth, their, but you can't ask for bank account details. You can't write salary in job application form. Job application form has something totally different from the job employee information form. They are two different things, which are very, very important for you to have those two and all the ones I'm talking about in your business. Okay, so let's move to the next one. So this next one, which is the fifth one, I really love it. It works a lot for those who own fashion schools. This is the trainer collaboration form. Trainer collaboration agreement form. Yes. Um, Now a lot of people don't do this, but a lot of fashion school owners collaborate with trainers. Say for example, you only teach on pattern, but you want to bring in someone from outside to come and train your students on draping, or to come and train your students on fashion illustration, or to come and train your students on fabric beading, and then you just bring them in, and after a while you're having issues, people are talking, and maybe it's from how to split the money you earn during the collaboration, or maybe they are talking to your students later and you're not okay with it, or one of these things just happens. And the not so good part about this is not the fact that you probably lose money, but the fact that you lose relationship with that person. And you know the reason why, just because of unspoken words or agreed words. So you didn't agree on anything. You just assumed that this person is supposed to know that this is their court in this collaboration, or this person is supposed to know that, oh, they're not supposed to post a video of my students on their page and saying that it's their own. There was no agreement, or maybe you only just said it with your mouth and say, oh, so I want you to know that we are the ones that would only make videos. So the person is now saying, oh, student, let's say selfie, tell me how you enjoyed the training, and then they post on their wall. It becomes an issue to you. There was never any agreement on that. You guys didn't have any conversation on that. So the trainer collaboration agreement form talks about all the agreements you need. It's well stated, clearly stated. So everything you need to agree on, whether, oh, this is a percentage, maybe you are getting 20% or 5% over each student present in class, or we are paying you based on salary, or we are going to sit down to have that conversation, or this and this is the time that we expect you to resume. Even though you are a trainer, you are not a full-time staff in our academy, but we expect you to resume class from this time to this time. We expect you to finish your training within this duration, maybe a period of a week or a period of a month. We expect that you are not going to take pictures, or we don't mind if you take pictures and videos and post on your personal page and tag them as yours. All of these are stated and are signed by both parties and are bind legally. Nothing like they stole my student. There's nothing like, oh, you didn't work based on our agreement. It has been clearly stated. There's a way that, if our typical Nigerians, if you're watching this and you're from Nigeria, there's a way that Nigerians feel when they start signing or filling forms. They feel like this is now serious. This is now serious. So, because while you are still communicating, you're talking mouth to mouth, they still feel like, I'm your friend, you're my friend, we are just coming to collaborate together. But the moment you are signing documents, it turns into something else to them. They take it as serious business. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the last form so that this video is not too short, too long. So the last one I'm going to talk about here, which is not limited to all the forms available, but I said I'm just going to talk about 6 forms here, is a form that I see that most fashion schools do not use, and it is extremely important for them to use. This is the student feedback form. What does the student feedback form contains? It contains how they feel about your training. So they sign up for your training, and then you've been teaching them over a period of some months or some weeks. At the end of the training, ideally I always advise that you do it in the middle, in between the training. So at the middle of their training and then at the end. Now, when you do it in the middle of the training, this helps you to know what the student feel. Do they think the training is good enough? Do they think the method you are using on this training is good enough? Are they assimilating well? Do they think it's a waste of time? Do they think that you are not meeting the expectations? So when you add that at the middle of the training, it can quickly help you adjust and give them a good value for their money. Okay, then at the end of the training, when you're receiving that, what you'll be left receiving from the feedback form are just recommendations on how to do better. Because trust me, no matter how professional or how good you are, you still want to hear feedbacks. You want to know what people think about what you are doing. And your students are the best people to give that. So the feedback form only gives a lot of space for students. It's probably going to be anonymous. They don't have to write their names. So it allows the students say, oh, this is what I think about the training at this time. This is how I feel about it. These are the value I'm getting right now. This is how I think you can improve. These are my suggestions and recommendations. And it helps you just give an awesome training. You deliver absolutely well. Now, all of these forms I've talked about, you can create yourself, or if you feel like you don't have the luxury of time to create, we can create them for you. We have actually been creating all of these forms for people outside of YouTube right now, but we've been creating a lot of those forms for people. It's in soft copy, so you can get it from anywhere in the world. We just send to you, and then you print it out yourself wherever you are, and it's customized to your brand. So trust me, when you are getting it, it's coming with your logo and your business name, so it's customized to you. Okay, so you don't have to bother about, oh, you talk about the feedback form, so what am I supposed to put here and here? Or you talk about the employee application form, what am I supposed to put here and here? All you have to do is just to send us your logo and your brand name, and that's all. And each of the forms cost 1,500 naira as at the time you're watching this video right now. So I would probably put a details where you can reach out to us on the video or in the description box. So you can just reach out to us on WhatsApp or click the link in the description box and tell us, oh, I need a form. I need all the forms. If you're doing more than 3 or 4 forms, there's a discount on that. This please applies for if this as at the time when we shot this video. Okay, so there are discount for the form if you are doing more than 2 or 3, but we can always create that form for you and take the stress off you. But most importantly, if you can do yourself as well, go ahead and make yourself. Make sure your business is structured by having all of these forms and taking your business or your brand to the next level. All right, so I hope you love this video. If you love this video, do well to give us a thumbs up, like, of course, subscribe. I beg you, come on, subscribe. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye bye.